Aloha, everyone. Hope you're having a glorious day. We are going on a journey to the end events of human history. This is the revelation of Jesus Christ, given to his apostle to carefully write down so that we can study it today. I'll be your tour guide for chapter 21 today. The earth and the heaven will become one when they are made new and the New Jerusalem descends. God the Father comes to dwell with his Son Jesus and his redeemed creation. This is what we've got in store for 21. Let's dive right in. So we learn a new heaven and a new earth are created. It seems here we have an upgrade because there's no more sea. Remember, the sea was chaos, evil, where the beasts arose. It was part of the Exodus motif. God dried up the ocean, which barred Israel from freedom and entrance into the Holy Land, the Promised Land, which is the archetype of heaven. The sea also separates peoples, nations, languages. Now, I'm a little sad because surfing, what about surfing? But hopefully there's something even better like cosmic surfing. So the people of God, the wife of the Lamb, are represented as the New Jerusalem who descend upon the new earth with their God. This bride is adorned with pearls and gold, the emerald rainbow we saw in the throne room, and 12 stones represent the breastplate of the high priest. Look back on Exodus and Ezekiel. His people are priest kings who reflect God's presence. Here is the bride of the Lamb. Now, this is a picture of the New Jerusalem, and this is a scale to the old earth from 21:6, because they measure. John is told to measure the temple. He's counting all of the people of God, and it is massive. It reminds me there are so many brothers and sisters in heaven. This will be one huge family built by God's love. The new heavens and new earth have no sun or moon. So in the previous chapters, we talked about the sun and the moon given to humanity to know and celebrate the feasts. And now his plan of salvation, well, now it's finished. So there's no longer need for a sun and the moon to keep track of when these events are going to take place. There's no temple there because God and the Lamb are its temple and its light. So if you remember, the temple was a place for a completely holy and ceremonially clean God to come be among his people who were defiled, unclean, sinful. And they could only briefly become ritually pure through the priests on behalf of Israel to interact with God in the temple. This was the same for the first and second temple. And the Lamb came and built the temple once more with himself as the cornerstone, made of his followers. He said, I'll raise it up in 3 days. So the prophets of old, the prophets in the Old Testament, predicted this new Jerusalem. I will just read what it is like to live in the new Jerusalem. There is so much anticipation, so much written about in the Old Testament prophets about this new Jerusalem. It's such an overwhelming moment that is all I can do is just read from Revelation 21 to give you just a glimpse of an idea of what it's like. Look, the residence of God is among human beings. He will live among them, and they will be his people, and God himself will be with them. He will wipe away every tear from their eyes, and death, well, that will not exist anymore. Mourning, crying, pain, for the former things have ceased to exist. Hope you enjoyed this. Looking forward to finishing up with chapter 22.